Hello Leo, and welcome back to my channel. If you do love my channel and this isn't your first time here, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you love this reading and it resonates with you, please be sure to leave a comment and let me know. Alright, so I've got some new cards. Let me see. We're going to start with the traditional deck, though. We're going to do a narcissistic reading today. I haven't actually got the balls to use my new narcissist deck that I made because it's based off of traditional psychopaths. But I started it around Halloween and I'm almost finished with it. So maybe one of these days I'll have the balls to use it. I doubt it, though. Okay, let's just be real. That's too crazy. But we all have to deal with crazy things in our lives, and sometimes, it's better to be prepared. Alright, so the moon card is what's crossing you, and the Six of Wands. Oh dear. Okay, we've got the Death card in your immediate future. And we've got the Knight of Wands. Alright. And don't worry, the Death card doesn't always mean death. It just means that there's definitely going to be an ending. And a new beginning. Alright, and with your Narcissist cards, we've got unemotional, ego, hypersensitive, and romantic success. All right. And let's go with the manifestation cards for manifesting good positive vibes in 2021. All right, so let's see what we can manifest for 2021. Come on, good vibes. All right. So for your first card, we've got think about your vibration only. For your second card, we've got rebuke the negative, twin flame, and quantum physics. Okay? I know, how can we make the connection, right? All right, so what's crossing you? The moon card. So the moon card is all about illusion of fear, anxiety, insecurity, subconsciousness. All right, so the thing about your subconscious mind is that you may not even realize that you're having fear, anxiety, insecurity. It's in your unconscious mind. All right, and as an epileptic person, I have to take this extremely seriously because even if I take my medication like I'm supposed to, and let's say that I'm exercising, I'm eating right, everything I'm doing is for the best possible outcome, I may still have a seizure if I'm stressed out about something, even if I've put it on the back burner, so far on the back burner that I'm not really thinking about it. Your subconscious mind is still going round in circles. So if you've got something that's really bothering you, make sure that you get it off your chest before you go to sleep, because if not, you're probably going to be dreaming about it. All right? And then the narcissist card that goes along with that is unemotional. So you may not be dealing with your emotions, or you may have someone in your life who's not dealing with their emotions. They're unemotional. So just because they come across as unemotional doesn't mean that they don't have emotions. It just means that they're not dealing with them. So it says think about your vibration only when you meditate. All right, so the thing about my epilepsy is that even if I feel good when I go to bed, I have seizures in the morning. So I have to, sometimes if I'm extremely stressed out, the best thing I can do is to meditate. And that will actually change your vibrations. And it can get rid of those negative thoughts. And it can really allow you to let go of those, that weight on your chest, okay? And then, gosh, I hope you're really not dealing with anything this heavy. But I did indeed lose my mother once, and this meditation was the only thing that kept me from having a seizure during that time. So I do believe it's a miracle straight from the gods. So for your recent past, we've got Jupiter in Leo, fire, and we've got public recognition, victory, progress, self-confidence, and be sure to enjoy the feeling of success and victory. So that was in your recent past. But you may have had to deal with a little bit of ego. Sometimes this could have even been your own ego. It's probably somebody else in your life that's the egomaniacal type of narcissism. But if it is you, because it does say Leo right there on the card, it says public recognition, victory, this kind of thing can go to your head. That is definitely what causes egomaniacal, the ego to be flared up, is just, unfortunately, really, really good things happening. And sometimes that can, especially excessive power, can go to your head. We've seen that here recently a lot. So what you have to do to overcome it, rebuke the negative. Okay? I just love these cards. It's too funny. All right, so rebuking the negative definitely has to do with, just don't let negative people into your life. If you have a negative ninny or someone who's all about misery loves company, as my mother would say, then you just have to, you don't have to cut them out of your life, but if you're talking to them and they're making your blood pressure go up, that's clearly not good for you. So, just limit the conversations with them. You don't even have to lie to get off the phone with them or anything like that. Just tell them that, the truth. I'm sorry, but I have to do this and this and this, and I'll get to you later. So, negativity is only going to cause pain in your heart. All right, and you can't let that happen. So, immediate future, we've got the Death card. So, this is Scorpio card. Basically, this has to do with repeating the same mistakes over and over. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's you that's repeating these mistakes, but it can also mean spiritual transformation, a profound loss, letting go, and just because you're losing someone doesn't necessarily mean that they've died. It can mean that they are just not there anymore. Maybe they're out of town. Maybe they're just not there for you anymore. Maybe they're your best friend, but they have 10 kids now and they just don't really have time to talk to you anymore. Or maybe they just have to homeschool their 2 children or something of that nature. So you may be feeling like death of a situation, but typically whenever there is a death of something, there's always a renewal. Okay, so if you're feeling this empty-hearted pain in your soul, like you've just lost someone, then I know how that feels. And you know what, I love, there's this little saying that I had whenever my mom passed. And it was, you have to build a bridge in your heart. Okay? And it's easier said than done, but basically it just allows you to, you know what I would do is I made a music playlist that reminded me of my mom. And a lot of people that I saw in my life that were struggling with loss, they fell off the wagon. They just really lost themselves. And so I decided that I wasn't going to let that happen to me, and I was going to embrace the pain. And I decided to make, a music playlist about my mom so that whenever I felt that pain, I could go and listen to that music. And then, sooner or later, it took about 7 or 8 years, but now I can listen to that music and smile again. And, and that's my mom's favorite songs. And instead of crying when I hear it, then I am now happy when I hear it. But it took me many, many years to get to that point. So if you've ever lost someone and you've been driving down the road, then you hear their favorite song and you pretty much have to pull over because you literally can't drive anymore. That's the kind of pain that I'm talking about. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean death, but it can definitely mean the pain equal to loss. So with your narcissist card in your immediate future, right next to the death card, we've got hypersensitive. So you may have someone in your life who is extremely sensitive, and you have to be so careful what you say to these types of people. If it's you that is hypersensitive, then, I hate to say it, but you need to get some thick skin, okay? Because you can't hold on to things that are, things that are just like don't cry over spilled milk is so important to let little things go. You can't be super sensitive about every little thing because it's going to leave you without any friends and without any family. So I do have people in my life that are super hypersensitive, and I love them anyway, and I bite my tongue when I'm around them. But as we all know, there's only so long that you can bite your tongue, and sooner or later the words are going to come out. And it may be a lot worse if you've been biting your tongue for 5 years. Okay? So this is exactly how people snap. So if you are hypersensitive, then just make sure that you're not causing people around you to bite their tongue to the point where eventually they're going to snap. All right? It doesn't really matter who you are. The longer that you hold back sensitive, painful, hurt feelings, sooner or later it's going to snap back on you like a rubber band. All right? And it looks like it might have something to do with your love life because it's your twin flame. All right, so your twin flame in my book is not really like the best thing because it's not your soulmate, okay? Your twin flame is somebody who is like, you meet them and you feel like they could be your lover or they could be the other one, but they're not your true flame, because they have a lot of qualities that are not 100% the best, right? So your twin flame is like, it's not the same thing as your soulmate, all right? It's somebody they might be causing trouble in your life. They might be causing irritations in your life. And you definitely don't want that kind of, especially like if you're already married and then you have this person in your life who thinks the world of you and they'll be trying to knock on your door and drive you crazy. That kind of bad juju, you don't need that. But the flame on the back is a good example of don't mess with fire, okay? All right, so for your final outcome, we've got the Knight of Wands, which is Leo, Libra, and Scorpio, Heir of Fire, Cancer and Leo, and basically it's about this person is the center of attention, very bossy, very overbearing, unreliable, narcissist. Okay, so this is actually the narcissist card of the tarot. So the need to follow your ideas and really go through with them is so important. Someone who acts first and thinks later. So you might be dealing with a hardcore narcissist, okay? So just watch out for this low energy. It's coming. It's your final outcome. So it looks like there's someone in your life who's going to be there for quite some time who is a narcissist. But you know what? We all have narcissists in our life, and we even have narcissists in our life that we love, you know, and that's okay. It's okay. You just have to set boundaries, and you will get romantic success. So your narcissist card says romantic success. All right. So that's awesome because, like I said before, the thing about narcissism is a narcissist can definitely have romantic success. So if you have someone in your life who's not your partner, but they are somehow able to, you know, accomplish romantic success, and you can't figure out how this narcissist is, you know, able to accomplish so much, well, very many successful people are narcissists. They make it to the top of the CEO, the SEO, the people that are at the very, very top of everything are narcissists. And a lot of times their own lovers don't really see it because, you know, that amount of work takes them away from their lover a lot. You may not even see that success. Or it could just be anyone in your life this could be your boss. It could be someone like this who's causing these issues. But for your final outcome, it says romantic success. And for your manifestation, it says quantum physics. All right. So basically this states that something does not exist until you look at it. So anytime that you're trying to accomplish a goal in your life and you're feeling like it's just too big to accomplish, that there's just no way that you could do it, well, you just have to remember that before, like there are scientific experiments that show that if you tap water and it shows the vibrations, that you don't actually see it until you look at it. It's not even there. It's not even physically there until you look at it. So what I'm trying to get across here is that even if you're trying to overcome something huge, a huge obstacle in your life, then you have to know that every single time you look at something, it literally has to come into fruition right in front of you. So if you want to change something about your life, it's not as difficult as you think. It's just a matter of changing the way that you think. Okay? So Leo, I hope this has helped you. This was kind of a really loaded reading. So let me get one more. Let's pull a Grim card. Just one. We're just going to do one Grim card. Okay, so this one, I'm not really that familiar with this Grimm fairy tale, but it's called The Little Witch. And the moral of the story is children should not give up on their dreams. All right, so maybe that's your children or maybe that's your inner child. But whatever it is, don't give up on your dreams. If you have, you know, maybe you already come across exactly what it is that you wanted in life. Oh, by the way, your final outcome, if you had a question for this reading, the answer is yes. Okay? So, also, I just wanted to say that if you do have a serious narcissist in your life, I highly recommend that you watch some of these videos that I was using to make these narcissist cards by Dr. Grande or Dr. Romani. They have extremely good information about how to deal with narcissism. If it's a grandiose narcissist, someone who you really cannot control, you don't know what you're going to do. It could be your parent, your loved one, your neighbor, your friend, your best friend. Then I highly recommend that you get some professional help and talk to someone who can really give you some solid advice with a degree, and they'll definitely be able to, give you some knowledge that I can't impart through tarot. Okay, so hopefully none of your issues are that dire, but basically this reading is just to prepare you for what might come. And you have a wonderful 2020. Manifest all the best for you.